dirty. Don't judge me, but this... Welcome back to another video. I'm going to jump right into this palette by Pimpy. This is how the front looks. It's dirty. Don't judge me, but this...
This is how the inside of the palette is looking. So this is probably, it's either between that palette and the P. Louise palette. So I'll probably be switching between those palettes. Start off with like this brick shade. I probably should have used a smaller brush, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to put it directly above my lid. I'm gonna start packing that shade on, but slowly like blending the edges out, so that when I pack my next shade, it won't be so hard to transition. I go in with the red and the Relentless palette. Just place it directly up there and blend it out. And I'm with this particular shadow I'm using a very small blend brush, which you can definitely turn into a packing brush to do that. That's gonna really help transition the next color as well. I'm packing that red on there and blending it out. Brush, I'm gonna jump into orange. For this one, I'm gonna switch palettes and I'm gonna jump into the P. Louise palette. And I'm not gonna go up too far. I'm gonna place it directly on top of that red. And blend it out.
Just a side note, and I'll be switching back and forth from these voiceovers to the actual video audio. But always, if you are using multiple colors, use different brushes for those different colors so that they won't collide. And always go back into those shadows to get the most pigmented payoff.
Take that yellow that's in that same palette and start packing it directly on top. Now the thing with transition shades, and to get them to really pop, all of them to really pop, you have to go back into those colors. That's what we're gonna do. Right now I'm just trying to make sure that the colors are there. I'm gonna go into that orange, and let's try Pimpy's orange. I just honestly feel like, okay, start blending that orange out. Go into that red. Back into that orange. Taking a darker shade. Jumping back into that dark shade, but making it a little bit darker and just bringing it into this crease here. This is where we're going to be cutting our crease. Right up in there. This red here. And those shades together. Blend that up there towards that orange. And I really like to build my colors. So
Yeah, jump into this orange here. Blend that out. Get rid of those harsh lines. Just really blend it out. Let me just make sure. Now I'm just using some blank canvas as the rain base from P. Louise and a flat concealer brush to cut my crease. And I'm going in between a flat concealer brush and a small lip applicator brush so that I can get a precise, sharp crease. Whenever you are dealing with hooded eyes and your eyelid space is limited, you just want to make sure you don't use a real big concealer brush in the beginning when you are a beginner with the cut creases. Start using a small concealer brush or a small lip applicator, and it will give you the most sharpest cut crease. I am fast forwarding this part because y'all know doing a cut crease could be tedious. It could take forever. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of speeding through this. Now I'm just using a white matte shadow, but now I realized that my lid was not all the way dry, so I'm just going to go over my entire lid to make sure I pat down that Acid Rain base. If you skip drying your lid down before applying that shadow, it might end up patchy. The oil on your lid might seep through and it start peeling, seeking through your eyeshadow, so you don't want that. So to avoid that, just make sure your lid is nice and dry before applying your shadow. Taking a light orange and start closing out that crease, I'm going to start applying that right on the outer corner of my eyelid. Jumping into a red and doing the exact same thing. So I basically, after making sure I replicate the cut crease and making sure that all the colors are extremely pigmented and showing, I am now satisfied. So I'm just going into the red. I went into the orange, I went into the yellow just to repeat the process and make those colors as pigmented as possible. Taking a duo lash glue, I'm going to start creating the shape where I'm applying the glitter. This particular step is extremely tedious. I was so frustrated around the end of this. I wanted to quit, but I didn't give up. I just didn't like how that loose glitter was looking. So I ended up switching the glitter into the NYX gold glitter, and it came out perfect. Now I'm going to jump into the face. So I'm using my Milani's Conceal and Perfect Concealer to start concealing my T-zone area first. The primer that I used, I forgot to mention, was the Milani's No Pore Zone Primer. I absolutely recommend this primer if you are somebody that has large pores on your face. It definitely minimizes your pores and it makes your face extremely smooth. So makes the outcome of the foundation even better. Now I'm going to jump into foundation. I'm using the Il Makiage foundation mixed with Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And I'm just applying that all over my face where I did not apply my concealer. I kind of use the same products for my face. I haven't really switched up my products, so I'm gonna fast forward through this part of me applying my products on my face. And if you have any questions of any products that I use, please comment down below and I will definitely reply.
And then you don't even have to add a lot. Like, so, say for instance, you just want to add a little bit of sparkle, you could just use a little.
Do you? It's the only way to be.
It would have gave. It would have gave. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll do it. We'll give in the video. I always enjoyed you. I will post it on YouTube. The ad look was not done on here, but that will be posted on YouTube as well because I did a separate video. And until the next live, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Always, always. See you next time, y'all.